Welcome back to Off Label Veterinary News, your source for commentary on animals, medicine, and practice life. If this is your first time, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's jump in to some of the stories you might have missed. If you're a busy veterinary healthcare professional like me, you know we simply can't keep up with the amount of published research. And a study set out to find out just how big this explosion in publications has been. In a recent paper published from the University of Kelania in Sri Lanka, they looked at the number of veterinary research publications in the period from 2007 until 2016. And that number was staggering. Almost 33,000 research publications were published during that decade. Now, these were almost evenly split between the United States and the UK, with the Netherlands coming in third. So what do you think, off-labelers? Is this amount of research just so overwhelming? How can we keep up? What are your tips and tricks that you offer your colleagues so that we can keep above the rising tide of research? I want to hear from you. If you've been seeing more and more pet patients on Blue Buffalo diets, you're not alone. Since August, Blue Buffalo has been selling in mass retailers such as Target, Kroger, Publix, and Meijer. In a short 8 weeks, Blue Buffalo has already risen into the top 5% of sales in those mass retailers. Blue Buffalo is on target to sell nearly $1.3 billion in pet food sales in the US this year. That's up over 18% from this time last year. Off-labelers, are you seeing more and more pets on Blue Buffalo diets? What do you think about this move to mass retailers? Is mass retail the way to go? Or are we going to see, as we've discussed on other episodes, more home delivery and innovations in the pet food sector? I want to hear from you. A recent large 12-year study from Sweden proved what many of us already knew, that living with dogs can help you live a longer, healthier life. The study focused on 3.4 million people with no history of heart disease and whether or not they had a dog. The study concluded that people who lived alone with a dog had a 33% reduced risk of death and an 11% reduced risk of heart disease than those people who lived alone without a dog. Even after they adjusted for factors such as smoking, body mass index, and socioeconomic status, dog owners still had a lower risk of death due to heart disease than people who did not own a dog. Interestingly, the study was also performed on a cohort of twins to help rule out any genetic variables. The authors were quick to point out that they didn't have a reason for why people lived longer, healthier lives when they owned a dog. Maybe it was because people who had dogs were naturally more active. Maybe owning a dog prompted more physical activity. Maybe owning a dog helped lower depression or altered the microbiome or boosted the immune system. All of those theories are in play, but what this study concluded was that if you have a dog, you live longer and a healthier life. So off-labelers, this is great news for us. What do you think about this? What do you tell your clients about longevity and health and pet ownership? This to me is one of those signals that says what we do is so much more than pet health care. It's also about human care. A small study conducted by the University of California at Davis Veterinary School evaluated 20 cats and whether or not they could reduce stress during transportation and during examination by offering 100 milligrams of gabapentin 90 minutes prior to travel. And their results were very encouraging. The study asked the cat owners to assess the levels of stress of their cat during travel and during examination, as well as looking at videotapes and objectively scoring stress markers. What they found was that cats given gabapentin 90 minutes before had demonstrably reduced stress and anxiety during travel and examinations. If you have a feline patient who experiences stress and anxiety, or perhaps the owner is worried about bringing them into the veterinarian, this may be an excellent choice. We know that cat visits to veterinarians were down over 14% from 2001 to 2011. So anything we can do to make it easier for cat owners to bring their cat to the veterinarian, we should be taking note. So off-labelers, what do you think? Are you using Gabapentin? Do you have other tricks or tips that you'd like to share with your colleagues? How can we encourage cat owners to come in to the veterinary clinic on a more routine, regular basis? I want to hear from you. Well, that's it for another episode of Off Label Veterinary News. If you like content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so you'll be notified when content like this drops on your internet doorstep. Until next time, keep living that off-label life. Bye.